Welcome to Brandstorm, the podcast that talks to the people behind America's brands. I'm Dan Trzynski, president of Platypus Advertising and Design.
And I'm Nancy Christopher, PR director at Platypus. Dan, I know you'll agree with me on this. There's so many media outlets available to advertise on. It's a little bit of science and a bit of artful creativity to determine where your advertising dollars should go.
Advertising's everywhere.
It is. And our guest today is here to tell you why you should consider gas pump TV.
I know. Now you're seeing TV when you're filling your car up with gas. It's insane, but cool.
So let's please welcome Becky Colman, co-owner of Fuel Montana Media. It's great to have you with us, Becky.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be on here. This is my first podcast, and I'm excited to do it with you guys.
Oh, you're in trouble, Becky, if this is your first one. So, Becky, tell us about your company and how you got started in gas pump TV.
Well, I was living in Arizona at the time and looking to move back to Montana. And when I was looking into different job opportunities, kind of in the back of my mind, I had always been interested in business ownership and started looking at some of the businesses for sale in Missoula, where I was going to be moving, and came across Fuel Montana Media. They had been around for 3 years and were selling their business. And my previous job at the Diamondbacks, I worked in corporate partnerships, and I think it gave me just enough confidence to jump into the advertising business. And it was also really appealing that they didn't have any employees. So while I was taking this big risk, I didn't have anybody else depending on me.
You cover all of Montana, or is it just a certain region of Montana?
We're in western Montana right now, and we've looked into expanding further east. We have 2 larger cities that we don't cover, which is Billings and Great Falls. So far, it's just been kind of trying to figure out the right way to grow. We cover all of our gas stations where we're out visiting them, and it's a long way to travel. It's about 7 hours to drive over to Billings.
Do you have to stay within your home state?
No, last year I went to a gas station convention in Idaho, and they had gas station owners from Montana, Idaho, and Washington. And we had a lot of interest in getting our TVs on the pump tops at some independent gas station owners in the other 2 states. It's still just kind of trying to figure out the right way to scale where it would be getting to a place where we could hire employees to cover those areas, because the way we run kind of the business model right now, we go out and visit all of our gas stations at least once a month, and there's media players that run off of Wi-Fi in the TVs, and sometimes we need to swap those out. So that part has been a little bit prohibitive of expanding too far without having more people to help us. But then there's also the gas stations that have built-in TVs in their pumps. There's a couple different companies that run them, but one major company called Gas Station TV, they usually give a rebate to gas station owners who are changing out their pumps to run the national loop on the pumps, and a lot of those contracts are coming up soon. So I've talked with a few gas station owners that have built-in TVs about us running their media loops.
So let me try to understand a little bit about how this works, Becky. So in addition to the commercials, you have 5-minute loops of local news, weather, comedy, and sports. Do you create the content as well?
No, we don't create the content. We have a contract with our local CBS affiliate, which is called KPAX, and they do the news and weather so that people are getting their local news and weather. And then most people who come to us already have commercials that are made for TV and web-based advertising that we can just run on our pumps. And then if somebody doesn't have creative content made, we have a partner that we recommend them to go have a commercial made.
So how long do the ads run? Is it like TV? Do you have 10s, 15s, 30s, 60s? How does that work?
Yeah, we can really choose however we want it to run, but we run a 5-minute loop kind of based on the average time for a fueler to fill up their car. And then we sell 10, 15-second spots of advertising. And then the other half of the loop is just content like news, weather, local nonprofit information, and events. And every now and then people don't have a 15, so we'll play a 30-second spot. But we like that it bounces very quickly between the ads and the content. We stack it up so it's every other playing ad, then content, ad, then content. And I think people are just so used now to their attention span. And we found that the 15-second spots work really well on the 5-minute media loop.
Are these all local advertisers or do you get national ads as well? What does that mix look like?
We've mostly ran local advertising. We had a company and they distribute food and snacks to the gas station, and they ran like a national brand of an energy drink for a while. We can really take anything, but we've had a lot more luck with the local advertising.
So I think I kind of know the answer to this. Do you advertise what's being sold in the store or can you advertise anything?
Yeah, we do both. Anybody can buy a gas pump ad, and all of our gas stations, for partnering with us, they get one free ad spot to promote their in store items. And over 60% of gas station owners are independent, so not big chains. And this makes it really important for them to make profits off their in store sales. So, our goal with anyone we partner with is to drive more fuelers into the store, and we've gotten ads from gas station food and beverage distributor, like I said, to promote energy drinks. So when we do something like that, it's kind of a win-win. It's almost an additional spot for the gas station when we find an advertiser who wants to promote a product that's sold inside.
You have more than 150 TV screens across Montana. How do you go about selling the ads? Is it a city by city, market by market? Can I run an ad in a single location, or do I have to buy all 150?
The way we decided to set it up was that you would buy an ad spot in the city. You'd cover all the gas stations that we have in that city. And then we can adjust the rate the ad plays to fit any budget. So, our Missoula market, for example, it's $1,200 for the month to play an ad that plays once every 5 minutes. And if somebody had a $600 budget, then it would play once every 10 minutes.
Give me your sales pitch. What's the greatest benefit of advertising with gas pump TV?
The captive audience. I think there's just not a lot of places anymore that you can catch somebody that doesn't have the option to turn the channel or the station. It's a moment when they really don't have anything else going on. They're standing next to their car. They could watch the numbers tick up as the price of the gas they're filling up. So it's kind of is an awesome place for some advertiser to go in and really have an impactful time with the viewer. We've gotten some advertising numbers from that gas station TV that I mentioned before on recall. There's higher recall when somebody's at the pump. So there's stats, and I know I'd be biased because I'm selling the gas station ads, but we hear a lot of feedback from our viewers when we meet somebody and tell them what we do. They'll always rattle off 2 or 3 of our main advertisers to us that they saw on the pump.
Well, that's cool. Can you target demographics at all with gas pump TV?
You definitely could target any demographic by changing the location that you're playing or the time of day. If you're trying to boost alcohol, beer, and wine sales, you could maybe try to hit people later in the afternoon. Right now, with the kind of client list we have and the number of gas stations, we still just blanket play our whole area. Nobody's really requested to play at certain times of day, but you automatically hit a certain demographic when you advertise on the pump just by people that are over the driving age.
So you do have the ability, though, to target specific times of day?
Yes, yes. And then we even have a few gas stations that I know if somebody was really trying to push a certain product, like we partner with the CHS and they have a big in-store inventory of like Western wear and animal feed. It's kind of like a Murdoch's. So you could pick certain areas, or I mean, then you could also pick by city. Some are more farming communities, and some of our spots are near the lake where somebody advertising water sports might want to advertise in that area.
Do you have statistics on, like, are there better days of the week that people fill up with gas? I don't, never even thought of that. Like,
It's probably Monday and Friday.
Is it Mondays and Fridays or?
Yeah, I can't off the top of my head recall that. The most impactful statistic I saw was that on average, people spend 35% more on a day they're filling up just because they're, I think, out and about. They went out to fill the tank up and then maybe they're hitting a store and doing their errands that day.
Your website says that gas pump advertising is the most effective advertising medium available. How cost effective is it?
I mean, our CPMs are comparable to radio and television, our rates for this area, But I mean, again, like I said before, I'm probably biased because of the industry that I'm in and our business. But personally, I know when I've been at the pump and seen the gas station ads, I really remember them. And then one of our best partners that's been with us, they were with the previous owners and they've been with us the last 2 years. It's a company that sells mattresses, but they told us that the number one comment when someone walks through their door was they say that they saw them on the gas pump.
Is there any opportunities, technology advances, couponing on your gas receipt from, tying that into, I know it was just a wild idea I had. So, but, if you
I
saw
like
that,
it.
you saw the ad, but then you got something else that's concrete.
Yes, that technology is out there, and I believe they have some different apps now that they're starting to use associated with the pumps, but it's been hard to connect the mobile part to it because you're not supposed to have your phone by the pump. So I think it'd be hard to promote doing the geo-targeting with mobile phones, but I believe that is out there, that the gas pump TV, it's a company called Gilbarco that runs the in-pump advertising on the screen. So I think that they're there.
It's just an interesting thought. I mean, one thing that everybody loves to complain about is the price of gas. So if you were immediately getting something else, of value, takes the sting out of it a little bit, I think.
Yeah, right. We have 2 gas station partners that are grocery stores, so they run all their fuel rewards ads on the pumps. And then that's sometimes where, a few of our partners will put on a special that where if they go inside, they can mention the gas pump ad and get a 2-for-1 soft drink or, 50 cents off a snack.
Because the gas stations are so heavily independent, how do you see this blanketing? Because obviously we're in Wisconsin and I've seen gas pump advertising. I had no idea how to find who the person is that sells that. Or, I mean, is there a network of people like you that are in different states?
No, it's been really interesting to learn about this industry because I think there's a lot of room for competition and I welcome it because right now there's seems to be just one major national player and very few local ones. I know of one out of I think Indiana that started out similar to what I'm doing with a gas pump top TV, and they just are working right now with the gas pump manufacturer to do the built-in screens. But I love having the local content on the screen, and that's where I hope there's more competitors that come in that can take over the media on the built-in screens so that people are seeing more relevant information to their area.
How do they get in contact with you with questions or how to buy an ad with you?
Yes, we run our information on the pump, so we give an ad spot to ourselves and hope that anybody seeing it that owns a business will contact us. And you can reach me at Becky@fuelmtmedia.com. And our website is fuelmtmedia.com. And that has a lot more of our information and ways to contact us through our website.
MT standing for Montana.
Yes.
Not empty tank.
Or mountain.
That would be an interesting spin.
Well, thanks, Becky. It sounds like a really super idea, and I think you got a winner there.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to talking more with you and maybe someday working with you guys.
That would be awesome.
And if you like what you've heard today, please don't forget to share, review, and subscribe to Brandstorm.
This is Dan Drzezinski along with Nancy Christopher at Platypus Advertising and Design, an awesome company that creates perceptions that influence choice for a variety of regional, national, and even global brands on a daily basis. We hope you'll join us next week for another episode of Brandstorm.